Save. Welcome to Boyer Bulldogs podcast in the Boyer Bulldogs studio. Today is Monday, January 15th. Cole and I are going to be talking about Fresno State versus Wyoming and getting us ready for Fresno State versus San Jose State at home tomorrow, or as you are listening today. And I think we're talking about just basketball in general and the program and things like that. I spoke with Caleb Pletz for all you football fans out there. This upcoming Monday, we will be back doing a live stream. I know it's been an entire month. Once we record on Monday, it will have been a month since we have spoken with you about football and live in person. And that will be next week. Caleb having a baby. He finally got his nursery together, and we're getting our lives together. I guess both of us are. So it was good. It was a good month, and we're happy to be back next week. And Cole and I are happy to be talking basketball for the most part. Cole, how was the weekend, man?
Well, it's terrible because of the basketball game. So, and what made it even worse is that, well, the game was on Saturday. So we're getting to it a little late. Sorry about that. But that is because it was on the Mountain West Network, only on the Mountain West Network. And the Mountain West Network
they don't work weekends.
They don't work weekends. So they live stream it. And if you didn't catch the game, too bad. You can't watch it till Monday. And I work Tuesdays through Saturdays. So I couldn't watch the game because the game was at 2 p.m. So I just watched it this morning. And Caleb, did you watch the game?
No. To be frank with everyone, I didn't watch the game. I did watch the highlights.
Okay.
I saw the highlights. And I've talked to some people that watched the game, you being one of them. I've talked to other people too.
We haven't really talked about it, though.
No, this is good. It's going to be the first time that we've talked about this. And so I'm going to ask him questions about the game because I want to know what's going on, and or just in this game. I kind of get the gist of what happened, which is a bummer. I'm going to start with this. The Dogs lose to Wyoming 68-67 at the buzzer. We had a 12-point lead, I believe, with about 4 minutes or 3 minutes left in the game.
I can't recall.
Okay.
We did have a 12-point lead at one point.
Yeah, and it was going back and forth from what I've read and the highlights I've watched. We would go up by 8, 9, 12 points. Wyoming would come back. We'd go up. They'd come back. We'd go up. We just couldn't put them away. And you let a team stick around. They get hope. They get confident. They have a 3-point shooter that all of a sudden just goes off. I shouldn't say all of a sudden. It's hitting all night, and then he just hits everything at the end. It's going to happen. And they're in their place. It's going to happen. So
I thought the announcer at the Wyoming on the Mountain West Network, I thought he put it perfectly, is even through the first half, the shooting percentages were favoring Wyoming. And we were up by a lot, but he's like, yeah, no, the announcer said shooting percentages favor Wyoming. It's probably going to go Wyoming's way. And he nailed it.
Yeah, he did. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, well, actually, first, I posted on Twitter, and we didn't get any responses, none. So sorry. It's probably our fault. We haven't been very consistent on it. But yeah. So all we got. Well, Andy Zonneveld left a Nacho Libre.
That was when you said what time the game was at.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it wasn't even a response to what.
It was just foreshadowing what was to come. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get into it, I do need to thank some of our sponsors for today's episode. Big shout out to Givoli Winery. Givoli Winery is located in Biola, on Biola Avenue, just north of Shaw Avenue. We got a local wine made by local grapes, and the winemakers went to Fresno State, were educated in the enology program at Fresno State. And what's your favorite wine at Givoli right now, Cole? Mine's the Pinot Noir, by the way.
That's pretty good. I think it's the new release, the 2021 Cab Sauv. Okay.
You can check those out at Givoli Winery, spelled Ziveli. So Zavelli, Givoli. Saturdays and Sundays, noon to 5. and on weekdays by appointment only. And there's also brick oven wood fire pizza, not the gas stuff that they claim to be. We got a brick oven. It's not. This is real deal. Wood fire. Very good stuff. So check out Givli Winery. And we also want to thank the Vine Church in Fresno. The Vine Church meets on Sundays at 10 a.m. I attend there. We have a good time. Great place to find community, or you want to meet people with good values, kind people. You looking for a support group? The Vine Church is a great place to start. Hit me up. I can get you in touch. And if you have any questions about that Jesus guy that walked on water, turned water to wine, things like that, they'd be happy to answer them and chat. All right, let's talk about this game, Cole. We have the box score pulled up, so I got numbers in front of me. Starting lineup: Isaiah Pope, Xavier Dussel, Isaiah Hill, Enoch Boyachi, and Andre. We've seen game after game, the bigs have been starting. And I got to say, Cole, I didn't get to watch a lot of this game, just the highlights. But I think I'm ready to move on from the two bigs being on the floor at the same time.
Well, I'm ready to move on from this this season.
Ready for baseball season?
I don't really watch baseball, gotta be honest. I love playing it. Yeah, I'm just ready. Ready for something. Ready for Survivor.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, and here's some numbers. Isaiah Pope led the team with 15. Donovan Yap had 12. Xavier Dussel had 10. Isaiah Hill had 9. Enoch had 7 and 6 boards. Isaiah Pope, by the way, led the team with 7 boards, which you don't really want to see. Andre only had 2 rebounds and 4 points. Leo Calmario had 6 with 5 boards. And then Jalen Weaver finishing off with 4 points, 2 rebounds. Enoch had 3 turnovers. Don't like seeing your big have turnovers. Isaiah Hill had 2. We had a total of 9 turnovers. So less than usual, I would say, when it comes to the turnover game, but only 10 assists. We scored 67 points. Usually when, we're getting close to that 70 mark, we're usually winning games. Not this time. What stood out to you, Cole, about these guys on the floor? Like, talk me through how the game start? How'd it go?
We were getting open looks. Which usually we don't get open looks because our offense is so one-dimensional where nobody's moving off ball other than the guy who's setting the on-ball screen, and then the whole team can see it coming, right? We've talked about this before, yada, yada. But for some reason, Wyoming was giving us open looks. So we were getting, I thought, for the most part, good shots up. One of the shots we were getting up, and Hill was actually taking it, was Hill gets to the free throw line like every time. He's so fast, he can do that in any possession.
With the ball.
And he was actually shooting it from the free throw line and at the elbow and whatnot, which usually you'd expect, especially at this level, a guy, especially with as much experience Hill has, he should hit probably that shot about 90% of the time. It's a free throw. Let's be real. If you play basketball, you know what I mean. It's not a tough shot. He probably made 50% of them. It was really bad.
You have a guy in his face, though? Big guy?
No.
Okay.
No, they were open shots.
Okay.
At least from what I remember. So I was happy. That's not only what we were getting to. I mean, he was getting
you were happy because that we haven't seen that in the past.
We haven't seen that.
Pulling up.
And we were just in general getting good looks for the most part. Now, Pope forced a lot. Now, 15 points because he's forcing a lot of stuff, which inevitably some stuff's got to go in, but I don't even know what he shoot from the floor.
6 for 12.
Well, and he hit 3 for 4 from 3, so that was right.
That's big.
That saved him, I guess. If half of his shots made were from 3-point line. But no, I was happy we were getting open looks. Last podcast you mentioned too how Hill doesn't he has this little step back 3 that's open all the time, but he never shoots it. He was shooting it this game.
Awesome.
He's missing everything.
Well, he went 4 for 11, 1 for 5 from the 3-point line.
Yeah, it was one of those games for Hill, and which I was really disappointed in because he still obviously was kind of the game manager. But if you look at Yap's minutes, Yap had what, 25 minutes,
Mhm.
and he was also playing that point guard position alongside Hill, and Hill didn't really. I mean, Hill had 28 minutes, so you can't really use the excuse of him being super tired anymore because he's not playing 40 minutes.
Right. So would you say that if you can look at it this way, I mean, as a coach, I would look at it this way. Yes, you lose, you don't hit your shots, but there's an improvement and there's a positive that our guys are actually taking the shots they should be taking that they haven't been in the past.
Yeah, that's one of my main positives. We were shooting. There was no hesitation. We were getting open looks, and there was no hesitation. That's 2 positives. I'm going to take 2 of those because I'm going to need them.
All right. Well, those are the point guards. Let's move to the outside wings. We have Ducell. Pope was playing there. Jalen Weaver got 12 minutes. Leo can play both.
Same story from Pope. He's offensively, he's good, but he does force, like I said. Defensively, liability. He got caught ball watching on one play. I vividly remember a guy went backdoor, and I think he got an and one. I know he got fouled for sure, but it was all Pope's fault. I know it's a team, but it is Pope's fault. And
well, if you force back door, someone should be help side to steal the ball in this defense.
Technically, yes, but it was so open. I mean, he was caught ball watching. He wasn't even. He was doing one of the, looking at the ball, looking at his man, looking at the ball, looking at his man. He wasn't standing in a position where he could see both at the same time. And then he looks at the ball, and then the guy just cuts back door, and then he looks back. He's like, "Oh crap, what happened? Stop smoking dope, Pope, and get your head in the game." I said this last podcast. I'm saying it again. Guys like this, I would never play if I was the coach. I'm sorry, Pope. You're a stud offensively, but you're trash defensively. And if you can prove me otherwise, I'll be so happy. But it's making me really mad just because I have to watch this week after week. Moving on from Pope.
I'm glad I didn't watch the game.
Pope. Well, sorry, actually, one more thing about Pope. We'll end on a positive for Pope. He went 3 for 4 from 3, and his shot was looking really nice.
Yes.
So there's that.
No, I wanted to say about Pope, you say he's forcing a lot of things, or forcing a lot of shots. He's going to have to in this offense.
But he forces it with 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Okay. Well,
where we still have a chance to get a better shot.
Do we though?
According to time, yes.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Ducell, his shot looked, what'd he go, 50% from 3? Yeah, he did.
He went 3 for 6 from the floor.
The threes he
3 for 6
missed. The threes he missed. He should have made every single one. The threes he made, he should have missed every single one. But the threes he made were beautiful step backs, putting guys on skates. Loved watching Ducell. He played with a little more energy this game, which I was happy about. But that's probably because now when we went on our run, it was Ducell, Weaver, Colomario, Yap, and Enoch.
Really? Big surprise.
What do you freaking know? I know. And Ducell actually complimented that as the shooting role really well. And that was the best we've ever looked with those 5 guys on the floor. Okay. I don't think the rest of the game, those 5 guys were on the floor once he made the initial sub, which, of course, he subbed. Oh, man. I want to say he subbed Weaver out. Oh, man, I'm forgetting. For Hill. And then of course, they started to come back. So then he starts putting everybody else in. And then it just goes downhill from there. And obviously, Weaver only got 12 minutes. Weaver's 3-point shot did look absolutely atrocious. Now I'm kind of hopping around. But I just want to comment on that. But I don't know what's going on with Weaver. I don't know if he ever had a good shot. This dude was the if you guys don't know, Jalen Weaver was the #1 recruit coming out of Colorado in high school, when he was in high school, senior year. Mm-hmm. And so you'd think, especially in this day and age, that he would have a 3-point shot. So I don't know if he never did and was just bigger and stronger than everybody.
I know.
Or if a coach just destroyed his shot.
I can answer this for you. When you come to Fresno, you never shoot the ball. And you lose your shot.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. I don't know if we shoot in practice ever.
Yes,
we should be only practicing offense. Oh, that's it. I think our size can make up for things with our bigs.
We're way bigger than Wyoming.
I saw it in the highlights. I mean, the guy, yeah.
But Hill. I commented on Hill. The last guard I didn't really comment on.
No one is safe from Cole tonight.
The last guard I didn't comment on was Yap, which I love watching Yap.
I do
Compared
like
to
it.
last year, he finishes some tough shots around the rim. I mean,
It's night and
I know
day.
he does some bad things, but everybody doesn't. I mean, maybe I'm highlighting that more on other players, but hey, I enjoy watching Yap. And when he's in, we do well.
Well, I think Yap comes in, hits a I mean, he went 5 for 10 from the floor, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Also, we shot terrible from the free throw line.
Did you know we're the worst shooting free throw?
The
We have
what?
the worst. We have the worst free throw percentage in the conference.
In the conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, I want to, next podcast, I want to, before next podcast, I want to research a little bit of the national, where we stand nationally, because it's getting later in the season. So we need to come back with some of those stats, because it'd be interesting to see where we stand. I think we were shooting 60% from the free throw line coming into this game, and we just shot 40% in this game.
40% from the free throw line. Free throw line. Free. 36% from the 3-point line, 45% from the floor. You know, you look at 45%, it's not like terrible. I mean, it's bad, but it's, you know, you shoot 50% and you win games. I mean, okay. Bench point, we had 22 points off the bench. We had 20 points off of turnovers. We forced 12 turnovers. We had 34 points in the paint. That's big. And reading those stats, you would think we won this game. It just didn't happen. Wyoming we go look at Wyoming's numbers. Brendan Wenzel went crazy the last part of the
He's a
game.
stud, man.
Yeah, he's the guy. He finished with 17, and he's the guy that hit the threes at the end there to bring them back. And then a cool Cott had 12. He hit the game winner, and I believe he hit another game winner. I can think at San Jose. That's the second game winner in conference already. Sam Griffin had 16. By the way, Brendan Wenzel had 8 boards as well. Anyone else on there really stand out? No. I mean, Caden Powell had 7 boards. I mean, this is a team that we should beat.
100%.
Hands down, we should beat this team by 12 to 15 points. There's no reason we can't beat this team by 12 to 15 points.
Yeah, and one of their stud shooters, I think one of the best shooters in the conference. Hell, he tweaked his ankle, back half of the second half, and so which was great. And then of course Wenzel stepped up and went crazy. But yeah, no, we should have handled these guys.
You want to know the difference in the game? 11 for 17 from the free throw line.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
64% from the free throw line. There's your difference in the game. They actually
Still atrocious.
Still really bad. Still not happy. As a coach, not happy. Field goal percentage, though, was worse than Fresno State. So they didn't end up shooting any better than us. They shot 44% from the floor. They only had 6 points off turnovers. They had 14 bench points. Now they had 15 second chance points, 12 offensive rebounds. We had 10. They out-rebounded us 39 to 31. How does that happen, Cole? Do we box out?
I did watch Pope hit some guys and put his butt on some guys.
I have seen him do that.
I was really happy he did that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, obviously we didn't, because they out-rebounded us.
Oh, man. So it's been tough. This season's been tough. Is there anything else you have to say on this game?
I wanted to throw a positive at Jalen Weaver. He makes stuff happen and anticipates on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings so much energy, and it's just a shame that he's only getting 12 minutes. He only got 12 minutes, especially with those 4 guys, or the 5 guys that I stated earlier that were on the team that
We're on the floor.
We're on the floor that we went on the first big run with.
Mm-hmm.
So And then for him to basically get sat for the rest of the game because, 2 for 7 from the field and 0 for 3 from 3-point. Given one of those 2 for 7 from the field, I believe, was on a fast break, and then he was majorly fouled, and they didn't call anything. He just had a block.
Oh, I know he had. I think those 4 points he had were from breakaway layups.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. So he's making stuff happen on defense. Granted, he's not helping on offense, but tell him, hey, this is your role, and attack the rim. Him and Leo should be attacking the rim.
And they do when they're on the floor together with at least, you have to have at least 3 of Weaver, Colomario, Yap, Enoch, and Tavares, which Tavares didn't play.
Nope.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he...
This is the second game now.
Second game in a row. He hasn't got any minutes. So something must be going on behind the scenes that we don't know about because he's a stud.
I really like him. And every time I see him, I didn't see this last game in warmups, but the game before in warmups, he was throwing down windmill dunks. So it didn't look like he was unhealthy.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing else to say, right?
Well, that loss, I think, puts us at the bottom of the conference. Like everything else. our free throw shooting percentage, probably our 3-point shooting percentage, probably our turnover differential. I don't know. I'm just going up.
It moves us to 7-9 overall, 0-3 in the Mountain West. Next game is against San Jose State.
In a stacked Mountain West.
The Mountain West is going to have 5 teams in the tournament.
We better have 5 teams.
And we've been saying this entire time that Boise's a good team. They're the sleeping giant. And yeah,
Here they come.
Yeah.
Watch them lose next game.
Good. We'll be their curse. That's good. All right. San Jose State at the Save Mart Center, January 16th, which is Tuesday, 7 p.m. The game will be on Mountain West Network. So if you are interested at all in watching the game, we will be there. Come watch with us.
Is this the other winless team in conference?
Let's find out.
I believe so.
I wouldn't be surprised. I believe so. This is not a good team. I think they lost to Wyoming too. I had mentioned before this span of games before Wyoming. No, they're 1-3 in conference. Before this Wyoming game and now the San Jose State game. These are the 2 games where we're gonna have to get back on track. Well, that's
obviously not
didn't start out well.
On a buzzer beater loss to Wyoming.
Yeah. So they beat Santa Clara by 3.
Okay.
That's a big win. They lost to Wyoming by 2 at the buzzer. They got smoked by Boise. They lost by 3 to San Diego State.
Wow.
And then they beat Air Force by 3 on the 13th. So
we might lose.
This San Jose State team looks like they could play. Now, they don't have the guy that went to the pros last year. So they don't have that elite player, I would say, like they did last year. But it's looking like, based off of scores and teams they've played, that they're a pretty good team. They took North Dakota State to overtime and lost. Who else have they played? They played Texas Tech. They got beat pretty bad. They beat Irvine early in the season. So, I mean, the San Jose State
hot
team,
and cold.
Yeah, the San Jose State team, it depends on what side of the bed they wake up on.
Yeah.
We will.
Which they don't have to travel far.
Nope. They lost to Montana twice, it looks like. They lost to Cal Poly. Cal Poly's got a good squad, and they lost to Abilene Christian. So, yeah, they're bipolar. But
we should beat them. It's a home game. Our guys should be hungry. I mean, unless they've gone off the deep end, unless the morale for the team has just completely plummeted, they should be really hungry for this win because it's a winnable game. So,
yeah, and I mentioned earlier in the season in one of the podcasts, I think the one I did by myself in the car after the San Diego State game was, this is the time where our guys need to say, okay, let's not pick up any bad habits. because like as a fan of the boys as human beings, I don't want them to pick up any bad habits before they go into their careers, before they go play overseas. The last thing we want to happen is for you guys to pick up bad habits. So keep playing hard. I would my one ask is that you just go shoot. There's a basket at Givli Winery, by the way. They can just go to Givli Winery and shoot hoops.
I mean, it's not really Givli Winery. It's private residence basket.
And I'm telling them it's open.
It might mess it up. You know, you got a little drop off of the cement to the dirt there.
No, there's no jumping. There's only shooting. That's it. That's all you're doing. Only shooting.
Well, I'm not saying jumping. I'm saying the shot.
Oh, okay. Whatever, Cole. All right. Well, so as we go throughout the season, I continue to support the Dogs. I know it's tough, but the boys, like as we got to meet a couple of them, great people, and I wish the best for them. Don't pick up any bad habits. There was one more thing I was going to say, and I forgot. Oh, this is not a positive. This is bad. But when they, the reason that this guy on Wyoming was hitting everything is I didn't think we stepped up. I mean, they set a screen. We need our big to step up and put a hand up, and we weren't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't really recall. I know when Colin Mario's in, he always steps up, which I appreciate. I know they were hitting some tough shots too, though. So I'm not going to hold that against them this time.
All right, Save Mart Center, Tuesday, 7 p.m. That is, as you're listening on the Tuesday, tonight, 7 p.m. against San Jose State, rivalry game. I don't know if they're doing any promotions. I haven't seen anything. Granted, I have not been on social media in a while, so I don't know. Last time they did a $5 deal. I haven't seen anything though for this. Anything else, Cole, that you would like to say before we get out of here?
No, let's get out of here, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your support. Caleb Pletz and I will be back on Monday. We have a lot to catch up on in the football world. So much going on. Cole, thank you for talking basketball. I wish that it would be.
Yeah, watch the game next time.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right. Stay safe, everybody. Stay healthy. God bless. And as always, go Dogs.
Go Dogs, baby.